Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, I'm Amber Rose, also known as the Religious Hippie. You can basically follow me on any social media platform, just type in the Religious Hippie and you will find me. So this is a very exciting time for us Catholics because on the 8th, this is the month of December, on the 8th, which was the solemnity of the Immaculate Conception, Pope Francis stated that this would be the year of Saint Joseph, and that is so exciting. This is the 150th anniversary of Saint Joseph being proclaimed as the patron of the Universal Church, which is the Catholic Church. So I am just so excited to go into this year with Saint Joseph and all of you, and I think this will just be an amazing year. And while 2020 seemed to have a lot of downs more than ups, I do believe though that spiritually it did strengthen a lot of us, and we couldn't be more thankful for that. So despite all of the issues we've had in 2020, I do believe it was a year of growth, of learning, and of, spiritual growth too. So because it is the year of Saint Joseph, the Church has granted us plenary indulgences, and of course that's for the faithful under the usual conditions. If you guys are a little confused about plenary indulgences, I'm going to go into that a little bit for you guys. So let's kind of touch on that. So Canon Law 992 and the Catechism of the Catholic Church 1471 states, an indulgence is a remission before God of the temporal punishments due to sin whose guilt has already been forgiven, which the faithful Christian who is duly disposed gained under the certain prescribed conditions through the actions of the Church which, as the minister of the redemption, dispenses and applies with authority the treasury of the satisfaction of Christ and the saints. So in order to receive the plenary indulgence, you have to do these things. First, you have to be a Catholic, which means you cannot be excommunicated or in schism. The second thing, you need to go to confession. The third thing, you have to receive Jesus Christ in the Eucharist. The fourth thing is you have to pray for the Pope's intentions. Now, usually in order to pray for these intentions, it is suggested that you do a Hail Mary or an Our Father. There are other ways you can do it, but those are the suggested 2 ways you can do it. Super easy, super simple. And there you go. The fifth thing is you have to have a detachment from all sin. This one gets people confused very often. It got me confused. I had to do some research on it. I was like, what does that mean? Basically, it just means that you need to be able to say no to sin. What that means is that whenever you are faced with any type of sin, even if it's venial, you will renounce it. And then the last thing you have to do is you need to do the works that are prescribed by the Church while in the state of grace. I apologize, I'm kind of losing sunlight, but if I open the shade, it is far too bright, as you can tell. But if I close the shade, it is like this. So hopefully this will be okay for the remainder of the video. Okay, so there have been certain works that have been prescribed by the Catholic Church that we can do during this year of Saint Joseph. So I'm going to read off some of the works that we can do. So this is what the Vatican says. The plenary indulgence is granted to those who will meditate for at least 30 minutes on the Lord's Prayer or take part in the spiritual retreat of at least 1 day that includes a meditation on Saint Joseph. Saint Joseph, an authentic man of faith, invites us, the decree reads, to rediscover our filial relationship with the Father, to renew fidelity to prayer, to listen and correspond with profound discernment to God's will. So this is the next one. The indulgences can also be obtained by those who, following Saint Joseph's example, will perform a spiritual or corporal work of mercy. Saint Joseph encourages us to rediscover the value of silence, prudence, and loyalty in carrying out our duties. Okay, number 3. The reciting of the Holy Rosary in families and among engaged couples is another way of obtaining indulgences, in order that all Christian families may be stimulated to recreate the same atmosphere of intimate communion, love, and prayer that was in the Holy Family. Number 4 states, everyone who entrusts their daily activity to the protection of Saint Joseph, and every faithful who invokes the intercession of Saint Joseph, so that those seeking works can find dignifying work, can also obtain the plenary indulgence. All right, and then number 5. The plenary indulgence is also granted to the faithful who will recite the litany to Saint Joseph, or any other prayer to Saint Joseph proper to the other liturgical traditions for the persecuted church and for the relief of all Christians suffering all forms of persecution. Because the decree notes, the flight of the Holy Family to Egypt shows us that God is there where man is in danger, where man suffers, where he runs away, where he experiences rejection and abandonment. So hopefully that helped explain a little bit more of the Plenary Indulgences to you guys. And now we're going to kind of talk about how to celebrate this year of Saint Joseph, what we can do to better our prayer lives, etc. So I think this is probably one of the most obvious ones, but start a devotion to Saint Joseph. Rude. Okay, and then to piggyback off of that, you could also do the 33-day consecration to Saint Joseph. I think this is a beautiful one. I'm looking into it to start doing it, so I think this is a beautiful one. Piggybacking off of that, you can also start a Saint Joseph novena, or you can add in this Year of Saint Joseph prayer, which I've linked below in the description. So the next thing you can do is, when you are celebrating this Saint Joseph year, is you can go to Mass on his feast days, which is March 19th and May 1st. And my last suggestion is to cook something. I've linked a whole bunch of recipes below that I think would be great, some that I personally love, and others that I haven't really tried yet. And maybe you're not a great cook, maybe you don't know how to cook, maybe you only know how to cook certain meals. That's okay. You can still honor Saint Joseph by cooking those meals. You know, just dedicate those meals to Saint Joseph. It's all good. So with all of that being said, I am really excited to go throughout this year with you guys and with Saint Joseph. Obviously, this year of Saint Joseph has been long overdue, and I think a lot of us have been waiting for it, and what better time than the end of 2020? Honestly, we really need that good guidance, you know? So I think that is amazing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!